Let's talk about some of the wildest things football players have done, and you won't believe this first one. These stories just go to show the kind of crazy, luxurious lifestyles some footballers lead. Dropping $500,000 on a meal? It's hard to even imagine. But that's the world of top-tier football for you. A place where sometimes the off-field antics are as talked about as the on-field skills. Picture this. Erling Haaland, the football sensation, reportedly dropped a whopping $500,000 on a single dinner in Mykonos. He went all out at the swanky restaurant Namos. We're talking fresh lobsters, premium Japanese beef, and champagne bottles that cost up to 120,000 euros each. The staff claimed he ordered 4 of these super pricey bottles. Now, Haaland has always shrugged off this story, saying it's not true. But then you have someone like Sergio Aguero, who's pretty upfront about enjoying the finer things in life. Before leaving Manchester City, Sergio Aguero made sure to leave a lasting impression. After a decade in Manchester and becoming their top scorer with 184 goals, Aguero wanted to give back to the club staff. He didn't just go for a simple thank you, he went big. Aguero splurged on 60 grand worth of gifts. Each of the 60 staff members received a swanky Tag Heuer watch, worth about £1,000 each, with Gracias con Aguero engraved on it. But he didn't stop there. He also threw in a raffle ticket for everyone, with the prize being his own 40,000 pound Range Rover.
Stuff inside. You gotta put
The winner of the car ended up selling it just a few days later. Aguero's generous goodbye gesture showed a different side of the football star: thoughtful, appreciative, and definitely grand in style. Here's a jaw-dropper. Cristiano Ronaldo got caught in a major real estate blunder involving none other than Donald Trump. Back in 2015, CR7 splashed out a massive $18.5 million on a swanky loft in Trump Tower, right on Fifth Avenue in New York. This place wasn't just any pad. It had 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, and was smack in one of Manhattan's most sought-after spots. Ronaldo's new digs offered a killer view of Central Park and even the Empire State Building from his bedroom. But here's where it goes south. Ronaldo thought he'd made a smart investment, but when he tried to sell it in 2022, no one was biting. Months rolled by. Plenty of people came to check it out, lured by the view, but no serious offers. Eventually, Ronaldo had to face the music. He sold the loft for just $7.2 million, taking a whopping $11.3 million hit. It's a stark reminder that not every investment, even by the biggest stars, turns to gold. John Summers' love for chocolate takes the cake for being one of the craziest things a footballer has done. Known for his epic saves, Summer is also a huge fan of Swedish chocolate. It's like a national treasure for him. Here's the kicker. Summer made a deal with Niklas Sewell, his teammate and a solid defender. He promised Sewell a massive 700 kilograms of top-notch chocolate if they kept clean sheets. When you do the math, that's over $22,400 worth of chocolate. But here's the heartwarming twist. They didn't keep all that chocolate to themselves. Instead, they donated the entire load to a local food bank in Munich. That's a sweet move, quite literally. Summer's chocolate spree shows that footballers can have some unique passions and ways of motivating their teammates, and it can end up doing some good for others too. Talking about luxury, let's check out some of the flashiest private jets owned by football stars. Starting with Gareth Bale, he's got himself a neat jet priced at $9.7 million. But Paul Pogba steps it up big time with his $20 million Gulfstream G280, boasting 2 living areas, space for 10 passengers, and 5 spots for a quick snooze. Then there's David Beckham, cruising the skies in a Bombardier Challenger 350, a cool $22.5 million ride. His old PSG mate, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, isn't far behind with a $25 million Cessna Citation Longitude. But the king of the skies? Cristiano Ronaldo. His Gulfstream G650 is the cream of the crop in private jets. It's like the football world's version of the luxury car race, but up in the air. These guys are not just scoring goals on the field, they're flying high in style off it. Mario Balotelli, known as Super Mario, has a story that's just wild. After leaving Inter Milan for a huge $31 million deal at Manchester City, he suddenly had more money than he knew what to do with. His spending went through the roof, and he became known for his reckless lifestyle. No one batted an eye when he crashed his pricey $250,000 Audi R8. But instead of dialing it back, he went out and got another $250,000 car, this time with a flashy camo print. Here's the craziest part. Balotelli thought he was untouchable in Manchester. He'd park his car wherever he wanted, even on the sidewalk if he was going to a restaurant, just to save a few steps after dinner. It was like he was living in a real-life version of GTA. But the UK police weren't having any of it. They started slapping him with parking tickets. We're talking 3 tickets a day. They knew they had to teach him a lesson, so they impounded his car 27 times. And when you add up all the fines and costs, Balotelli ended up shelling out $500,000 just on parking violations. Balotelli's story is one of those only in football tales. It's a mix of fame, fortune, and a touch of madness. It shows how a young player suddenly flush with cash can get caught up in a whirlwind lifestyle, and how sometimes it takes a reality check to bring them back down to earth. Imagine having so much dough that you can splurge on ultra-rare watches. That's the story with Antoine Griezmann, the Atletico Madrid forward. The guy's got a taste for the exclusive, and we're not just talking about his one-of-a-kind diamond Fortnite chain. Griezmann wanted something that really sparkled, so he set his sights on a serious piece of bling. After a massive hunt, calling stores and scouring watch dealers globally, Griezmann finally landed the Rolex Rainbow Daytona. This watch isn't just fancy, it's like the holy grail of watches. Decked out with a rainbow sapphire bezel and a bunch of diamonds, it's a piece that only the super rich can dream of owning. And Griezmann's in good company. Other celebs like Jake Paul, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Post Malone, Harry Kane, Stormzy, and of course Cristiano Ronaldo, are all about that elite watch life. Griezmann's Rolex Rainbow Daytona is more than a watch. It's a statement. It shows that when you've made it big in football, you don't just play the part, you wear it on your wrist. Cristiano Ronaldo, a legend in his own right, has always been about pushing the limits, and he's got a secret weapon that's almost too good to be true. Ronaldo's trophy cabinet is already overflowing, but he's always on the lookout for that extra edge on the field. Enter the performance-enhancing mouthguard. This isn't your average mouthguard. It's a piece of experimental tech that no other footballer has used. The idea is that it aligns Ronaldo's jaw just right with his shoulders and chest, boosting his balance and muscle power. When he first used it back in 2010, the results were mind-blowing. Ronaldo smashed in 53 goals in 52 appearances, looking like a man on a mission. And the cost of this high-tech gear? Just $135. Considering the boost it gave him, that's a steal. It's a perfect example of Ronaldo's dedication to his craft, always looking for innovative ways to stay ahead of the game. It's these small, smart investments that keep him at the top, unlike some other players who might not have had the same luck with their choices. Wayne Rooney, the Manchester United icon, has had his share of ups and downs, both on and off the pitch. Known for liking a drink, things took a serious turn in 2019 when he was arrested for being drunk at a Washington airport. His life has seen its fair share of scandals, including some marital troubles. Thankfully, his wife has been forgiving, and they've managed to move past his indiscretions. But there's one thing that's really bothered Rooney over the years, and it's not what you might expect. It's his hair. Yep, Rooney started losing his hair as a teenager, and it's been a big insecurity for him. He'd often wear hats and hoodies to hide it. Worried about ending up bald like his dad, Rooney jumped at the chance to get a hair transplant in 2011. Unfortunately, the first procedure didn't quite cut it, so he went in for another one 2 years later. This whole saga gave the UK tabloids plenty to talk about, often poking fun at his attempts to regain his hair. Looking back, it makes you wonder if the £30,000 he spent on the transformations was really worth it. In the end, it's a reminder that even football legends have their personal battles and insecurities, just like the rest of us. Gareth Bale really knows how to make a statement. Dropping a cool $500,000 for a week on a private island, that's how he chose to propose to his longtime girlfriend, Emma. Imagine this: a chef, staff, waiters, housekeeping, and even a captain, all on a private island with its own yacht. That's taking luxury to a whole new level. But when it comes to the king of flex in Madrid, Karim Benzema takes the crown. This guy lives the high life like no other. We're talking about a garage full of supercars. Bugatti's worth $3.5 million, McLaren's at $3.6 million, and a fleet of Ferraris and Lamborghinis. His wardrobe? Only the finest. Louis Vuitton, Dior, Chanel, Richard Mille, Off-White. And here's a kicker. He's even got more YouTube subscribers than us. Yeah, you heard that right. So hit that subscribe button. Let's not let Benzema win this one too. Benzema's biggest flex, though? His $250,000 ball, studded with 72,000 black and white diamonds. Talk about extravagant. It's stories like these that show the lavish lifestyles of top footballers, where supercars, fashion, and insane luxury are just part of the daily routine. David Beckham knows how to live it up, especially with his $20 million Miami penthouse. This isn't just any high-rise apartment, it's the epitome of luxury in Florida's glitziest city. Sure, it's got a pool, spa, and gym, but that's just standard for Beckham. The real deal? It comes with its very own helipad. Beckham can jet in and out as he pleases, or even zoom around in a helicopter if he's feeling adventurous. Then there's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, another footballer with a taste for all things shiny and custom. You've probably seen his wild car collection, a literal rainbow on wheels. But cars aren't the only things he likes to bling out. Take a look at his wrist, and you'll see a watch that's as loud as his cars. Originally priced at around $4,000, Aubameyang's customizations shot it up to a staggering $300,000. Why? It's decked out with 60 carats of gemstones and sapphires. That's a whole lot of ice for one watch. These stories are just a glimpse into the lavish, no-expense-spared lifestyles of some of the world's top footballers. Whether it's luxury homes or blinged-out accessories, they definitely know how to make a statement. And there you have it, a sneak peek into the extravagant world of football stars. From Haaland's rumored dinner splurge to Bale's island proposal and Beckham's luxury penthouse, these stories show the wild, opulent side of football fame. It's a world where private jets, custom watches, and flashy lifestyles are just part of the game.